again. This is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Yes, I'm wearing a cowboy hat. That means we're showing a cowboy cereal. Today we have the third part of Riders of Death Valley. This was a 12-chapter serial from 1941. In it, we have Glenn Strange. Now, if he looks familiar, he was the bartender, Sam Noonan, on Gunsmoke for years. So here we go with the last couple chapters of Riders of the Death Valley. We'll be back.
Jim wants you.
Davis?
What does that hombre want?
Trouble. Time's a-wasting.
What I said goes, Davis. I'll give you just 3 minutes to get off of here.
You'll regret this, Benton. There's still law in this country.
And that's what I intend to prove before I'm through. Now, go on.
What do you want, Jim?
Oh, they're trying to frame me with...
Why didn't you invite him to get out and eat dinner with us?
Oh,
I knew Wolf would show up. Come on.
back in the cave, Mary. Mary, let's get out of here. I'm out of ammunition and they're right behind us.
Take it easy. The light's back of us and he can see us better than we can see him.
I don't know. What if it's in that? Keep me covered.
Look, they're still alive.
Your teeth.
Hold it, Tombstone. They got some talking to do. Get them out of here.
Where you been?
Ben was holding us prisoners.
Where Butch and Trigger?
They was in the blast.
You sure of that?
They was after Benton and the girl when it went off.
are they over there?
Oh, 15 or 20.
Too many for us.
All right, boys, pull your freights. Get scouted and meet at the cabin. Take these two fellas to crawl and keep a guard over them.
Come on, let's win.
If you expect them to stay there, you better hobble them. Hey, what are we going to do with the rest of them?
Oh, let them go. We've got to get this ore into town.
Come on, Ray.
Don't get off your horse. Go back to town and tell Kirby you fell down on the job.
Hey, Joe, you ever think you get these freighters fixed up so they'll stand a trip?
Well, if we don't, they'll always say we tried.
Yeah, well, I sure hope we can, because we got enough ore to fill these and then some.
All right.
Hello, Jim.
Where you going?
Oh, I'm just taking some nice cold water down to the boys that are opening up that new vein.
I'll go with you.
All right.
How much money are we going to get for this gold ore when I go into town?
Plenty.
How much is plenty?
Too much is plenty. Don't bother me with calculations.
Too much is plenty in calculus.
All right, boys, roll them. Get here.
Come on, let's win.
Hey, Butch. There they go. Loaded up and headed for town.
Come on.
I thought you was going to do something about it.
I am. As soon as they get far enough away. It's a long haul to Panama.
Well, there's the trail of the Johnson claim. You sure you don't want somebody to go with you?
No, Jim. You need every man you've got. I'll have the Johnson miners over to our place in no time.
Good luck.
Thanks. Bye, Tombstone.
Bye.
Over.
How about the makings for a cigarette?
You fellas ain't got anything coming.
Why, even in jail, they give you your smokes.
All right, step back.
Thanks. See, you got your high grade on the road to Panama.
Yeah, in spite of you and Wolf.
Yeah, I guess Wolf shouldn't have tried to buck Benton. Benton's a little too smart for him.
You're right.
We gotta get to Wolf quick and tell him about that ore. Come on.
I know, I saw them. We've got to get ready for an attack, Salty. They're going to tell the Wolf that we don't have any men here to protect the mine.
Ain't coming here, Mary. They're going to round up the Wolf pack and attack Jim and the boys on the road to Panama.
The wagons, of course. That's where they'd attack first. I'm going to ride and tell Jim.
It's too late, Mary. They're too far down the trail.
But I'm not going to take the trail. I'm going to cut across the river and hit the Panama Trail at Twin Rocks.
Where are we going?
Panama. Gotta get some more men. Well, you're a sight for sore eyes, boys. I thought they got you.
Yeah, they had us for a while. We got away. Listen, Wolf. Benton's on his way to Panama with 4 wagon loads of high-grade ore.
When they leave?
Right after dawn.
Good. Stay on your horses. We're riding.
Girl.
He's riding to warn Benton.
Jim, Wolf and his gang are right over the ridge.
Take the wagons through that cut. Wait a minute,
of meat. Give us every bit of spunkin' bit you can. So come on and see you grin. Tell the world we'll never give in. Fight for the right, right along. Never quit. What's of meat? Give us every bit of spunkin' bit you can. So come on and see you grin. Tell the world we'll never give in. Fight for the right, right along.
Take cover, Mary.
Hold your fire. You haven't got a chance out here in the open. Take cover in them rocks.
Save your ammunition, boys.
Well, looks like we got them stopped, Jim. You mean they got us stopped, Borax?
Benton's played right into our hands.
What do you mean?
Kirby's got a note of his. We can hold Benton here for a couple of days. He can't get that ore into Panama in time to cash.
Well, we can keep him holed up here as long as you aim to.
See that you do that. I'm leaving you in charge.
Where are you going?
Panamint. Want to wise Kirby up the situation, so there'll be no slip-up on that end. Scatter the men, Butch. Cover the gorge from every angle. Don't let any of them get out of there.
Jim, we've got to do something. We've got to get this ore into Panama.
I know that, Mary.
Look, the wolf. I think he's going to get some help, no?
Oh, Pancho, he's got enough men over there to keep us bottled up for a year. Plenty of men at the Johnson claim. Let's go get them. All right, Tomb. You hold the fort.
I'll hold it till they make it too hot around here, then I'm gonna do some retreating.
How you can hold it? ¿Qué crees tú de hold un fort? No sabes nada, pendejo.
Oh, you free holy chomper be damned.
You.
Shouldn't Jim and Tombstone be back by this time?
Maybe it's too far for the Johnsons to come to help us.
The Johnsons wouldn't turn Jim down.
Well, we know that, but they've had a lot of time to get back.
Hey, look. There comes Mr. Tombstone and the Jims now with too much Johnsons. Whole bunch of them.
Hitch up those teams, boys. We're pulling out at daylight.
Anda, muchachos. Los caballos. Anda, pon así.
Hey, Pete. That Benton outfit's moving.
Yeah, he's making it easy pickings.
Yeah. We'll head down that draw. Catch them out in the open, they won't have a chance. Come on.
Hold it.
Wolf and his gang. Maybe if we get in the wagon train, they'll leave us alone.
Barry, right on ahead and stay out of the fight. Come on, man. Let's go.
All right, you Johnsons, uncover.
Where's Kirby?
In his office.
Just in time for a little celebration, Davis.
Yeah?
Wolf tells me in 24 hours we'll own the Lost Aztec.
Well, it sounds good if Wolf hasn't slipped up someplace.
One of these days, you're gonna open that big mouth of yours too wide. You'll wake up with a lily in your hand.
Well, I know Benton better than you do, Wolf. What do you think about it, Kirby?
I'm inclined to think the Wolf knows what he's talking about.
Wolf.
What are you doing here?
Benton and his men managed to work their way out of the gorge.
What do you mean? We had them trapped.
Yeah, I know that. They started to pull out and we jumped them. They had the Johnson men with them and outnumbered us.
How about the ore?
It's on its way into Panama now. Fine mess you've made out of things.
Wait a minute. Since when have you been tying into my men?
Let him go.
Shut up, you. Expect 5 men to hold off the Johnson gang? Keep your trap shut.
Tex, I'm leaving you in charge from here on in. All right.
Where are you going, Jim?
Toom and I are going to ride on ahead and make arrangements with the smelter. We'll have everything ready by the time you get there, including soup.
Well, why can't I go?
You better stay with the wagon.
See you in town, boys. Adios. Hasta la vista.
Well, Benton hasn't cashed that gold yet.
I'll organize enough men to take it away from them before they can get in.
That's what we've got to do.
No, we'll let him bring it in. You've still got that warrant we fixed up.
Yeah. Benton threw it in his face when he tried to serve it.
Well, that was because Benton knew I had no authority to serve it outside of Panama. Right here in town, that's different.
Oh, let's jump 'em at the smelter and wipe 'em out.
No, there's no sense doing anything like that in town when we can do it legal.
I agree with Butch. Why not wipe him out while we got the chance?
We'll do it my way. You get a couple of men to act as deputies that we can trust. We'll back your play.
You know, Jim, we're practically orphans here. You better keep your right hand close to your hip.
Right, Toom.
All right, Judge.
Hello, Jim. Tombstone. How's everything up at the big mine?
Couldn't be better.
That's fine.
I'm bringing in 4 loads of this ore.
Is it all like this?
You betcha.
That's the finest ore I've ever seen.
Say, Judge, would it be possible for you to advance enough money on the strength of this ore to pay off Kirby's note?
As soon as I get the assayer's report, I'm pretty sure I can let you have the money.
Thanks, Judge. Oh, hello, Kirby.
How are you, Benton?
When'll this ore be up the smelter?
Expect it in sometime today.
Fine.
I'll bring you the report as soon as I get it.
Good.
Horseface looked kind of surprised to see us.
I shouldn't be a bit surprised.
Benton and Tombstone are in town. They're on their way to the smelter.
Let's go wipe them out while we got the chance.
No. We'll do it the way we figured.
But Wolf.
Shut up.
Hello, Wilson.
Hi, Benton. When are you going to bring in that ore from the Lost Aztec?
Well, I started down 4 loads of high grade today. In the meantime, I'd like to get an assayer's report on that.
Sure. A little crowded right now, but sit down. I'll see what I can do for you.
Well.
Do your job, Davis.
You back me up now.
We'll take care of you.
All right.
How soon will that ore get in?
Oh, sometime today.
Good. I think I can get the assayer's report ready by the time the stuff gets here.
Fine. I'll go on out and hurry him up.
I've been waiting for you, Benton.
What for, Davis?
For no good, you can bet your bottom dollar on that.
You're right, Tombstone. There's nothing good about murder.
Oh, So you're still trying to stick me with a trumped-up murder charge, huh?
I'm sticking you this time. Hand over your guns, both of you.
Wait a minute, Davis. Let's see that warrant. It's a fake. You better tell Kirby to think of something else, Davis.
Let's went.
Davis has messed it up. Come on, boys.
Lightning come from upstairs and don't care who it hits?
It didn't get them. They're in the river.
Tombstone and Jim.
Les win. Andan, muchachos, para acá. Look out, the rider.
Yeah, they got the Johnson gang with them. Too many for us. Come on.
rock was sure riding on your shoulders.
Don't you know the lightning come from upstairs and don't care who it hits?
I know all about that, but what I'm worried about is how we're going to get that ore across with the bridge out.
Tony!
Okay, come on. Why don't you get a bathing suit? Let's win. Ande pronto. Ande.
Looks like that murder charge we trumped up against Benton isn't going to work out.
No. Tear up that fake warrant. If it got in the wrong hands, it'd be pretty hard for all of us. What's the matter?
I guess I've lost it.
You sure Ben didn't get a hold of it?
Well, it might have when I was knocked out.
Get yourselves a drink.
Well, did you get Benton?
No. We're right on his tail at Mud Creek when lightning wrecked the bridge and cut us off.
Lightning this time, eh?
Yeah, things do happen, don't they?
Wolf, if you'd listen to me once in a while.
Well, what have you got to offer?
Oh, I don't know. But we got to figure out a way to stop Benton.
I don't think we ought to hang around here much longer, Jim.
Oh, you're right, too, but we got to figure out some way of getting this ore to the smelter without anybody getting wise.
Yeah, we got to beat the wolf to it somehow. He'll be organized and waiting to pick us off.
Hey, look what's coming. It's Cactus Pete. Huh? He's a good friend for me, I think. Well, look what's coming. Hello, Cactus Pete, you old deserter rat, you. How you come here?
Well, I seen you from a trail a ways back, so I thought I'd come down and have a talk with Jim. Say, Jim, I heard you struck it rich, and I was figuring on another grub steak.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna get no more grub steak from Mr. Jim.
I haven't seen you for a long time, Cactus.
Where you been hiding yourself?
Well, I've been down on Flat Creek, and say, listen, I thought I struck it rich when I found these.
Nuggets, eh?
Uh-huh.
Find these on Flat Creek?
I sure did. But after digging around there for a couple of more months, I couldn't find none.
Well, how do you figure these got there?
Well, some old prospector must have dropped them. Found a skeleton close by, so I just reckoned it was him.
Hey, Cactus, you didn't show those to anybody else, did you?
No, siree. I didn't want to start no stampede when there weren't no gold.
Hey, you know, I think if he started stampedes, everybody gonna leave the Panamint, and then we go get the gold with the wagons. Hey, you see, then we can...
Say, listen, I think you got something there, Pancho. If something comes out of that old Dobie brain of yours beside cucarachas.
I'd order to send the wolf and his pack out of town.
Hey, Cactus. Did you say you want a grub steak?
I sure do, Jim.
All right, you do me a favor, and I'll see that you get it.
All right.
Take that bag of quartz into town and show it to Kirby.
Now, wait a minute, Jim. Are you sure Kirby will grub steak me for him?
You betcha you will, but don't show it to anybody else.
Well, how are you gonna commence a stampede if you don't show it to somebody else?
I only want Kirby and his outfit to leave town. Turn around.
No, but thanks, Tombstone.
Now, when you get into the bank, take this note and give it to Judge Knox.
I sure will, Jim.
Hey, I better go with him, huh? Maybe get into trouble.
It's a good idea, Pancho. Take Borax with you, but stay out of Kirby's sight.
Oh, you get in your horse and let's win. Huh?
Come on.
We'll trap him and funeral pass.
We got to be sure this time. If you fail again, Benton will get his gold ore into town.
We won't fail. Butch will take half the men, I'll take the other. We'll go at him from both ends of the pass. But there ain't room on the trail to turn a burro around.
Come in.
Here's old Cactus to see you, Kirby.
What do you want?
I think I hit on something big, Kirby, and I thought maybe you'd like to grub stick me in.
Get out. Think I've nothing to do but finance you desert rats?
Wait a minute. See what he's got.
I've got something good here. Take a look at these.
Probably the usual shale you fellas dig out. Where'd you get this?
Are you going to grub stick me, Kirby?
You told anyone about this?
I came right plumb to you. Say, that's pretty good stuff, ain't it?
Shows color, all right. Yeah. I'll grub stake you to $100. Give you 50% of what we dig out. Where'd you get it?
Well, now, that's mighty generous of you, Kirby. Well, the place is up on Dry Creek.
Whereabouts on Dry Creek?
Blue Gulch.
Now, this is with the understanding that you keep your mouth shut.
Oh, you can depend on me. I won't tell a soul.
If you do, you'll never prospect again. Trigger, tell the barkeep to give him all the liquor he wants.
Now, I want to thank you again, Kirby. This is mighty generous of you.
Kirby. That's the richest piece of quartz I've ever seen in Death Valley.
It's the richest I ever saw anywhere.
We've got to move fast on this. I'll get the boys right to Dry Creek and stake out Blue Gulch from one end to the other.
What about Benton?
Benton can wait.
His wagons are still plenty miles from town. Come on, Butch.
The only way Benton can get advance cash on his ore is through Judge Knox.
You said Knox would let him have the money.
This little pile of rock, I think I can persuade the judge to change his mind.
Come on, boys. Where we heading? Dry Creek and fast.
Wolf and his men are in a big hurry to get to Dry Creek, no? I guess that joke, that cactus pit he make, it worked, eh?
Sure looks like it. We better hightail it out of here and tell Jim.
Let's went. Come on.
How are you, Judge?
How are you? What can I do for you?
I heard you tell Jim Benton this morning that you'd advance him the money to meet my note.
Yep. Jim's got good security. And if the quartz he's bringing in measures up to the sample he showed me, you will get your money all right.
That's just the point, Judge. I don't want him to pay me yet, on account of another deal I'd like to make with him. Thought I could persuade you to hold off a little.
You did, eh? How?
By cutting you in on the richest strike ever made in Death Valley. Look, did you ever see gold ore like this before?
Yep. Saw some like it this morning. Same ore exactly.
You did? Well, who showed it to you?
Jim Benton. This ore is from Jim Benton's lost Aztec mine. And it's the sample on which I offer to advance him money. It's in the same bag exactly.
Hi, Judge. Hello, Kirby. I just came in to cash that check you give me.
Why, you old reprobate, where'd you get that quartz?
Well, it's just like I told you.
Never mind what you told me. Where'd you get it?
I know where he got it. Tell Kirby.
Well, Jim Benton gave it to me, and he...
You lying rockhead.
Don't pull that gun, Kirby. What's the matter? Jim Benton put something over on you?
I'll say he did, and he'll pay plenty.
Should I have given him back his check, Judge? You see, I written my name on the other side of it.
Nope. Check's all right, and you've earned the money. But I advise you to make yourself scarce in Panama for a while.
Sure.
That cactus is $100. Now, what's this all about?
Well, it's a long story, Judge. Here, just read this.
Well, what's wrong, Kirby?
Everything. That strike of cactuses was a fake to get my men out of town.
Fake? Well, that quartz cactus hat looked real to me.
No, shut up and listen. You ride to Dry Creek. Overtake Wolf and the men. Tell the Wolf we're going through with that attack at Funeral Pass, as we planned. I'll have some men there to meet him.
They got too long a start. Besides, that horse of mine is lame. I can never catch him.
All right, take my horse.
Hello, Pancho. Well, what happened? He just still alive, eh? That cactus beat to make the trick work all right, didn't he?
Sure did. We seen the wolf and his pack hightailing out of town toward Dry Creek.
Good. And we can take a chance and take this stuff through Funeral Pass.
But, Jim, if that gang ever finds out that poor old Cactus double-crossed him, his life won't be worth an ounce of fool's gold.
Hey, don't you worry about that old desert rat. He'll be harder to find than the gold he's hunting for.
All right, gang, let's roll him. Get down. Get up, big Red. Come on. Get up, ready.
That yarn cactus told was a fake. A trick of Jim Benton's to get you out of town.
So he could get his wagons into the smelter. We'd better head back for Panama.
No. Kirby says to catch him at Funeral Pass. He's sending some other men to meet you there.
He's right.
Well, I'll head back to Panama and make sure the men are on their way.
Take care of yourself, Davis. I'll worry about you.
These cloud boats will wash the bridge and wash up this place, too.
I think you're wrong there. This must be a plant.
Plan or no plan, we gotta get them out of there.
Come on, boys, let's get these rocks out of the way. All right, let's win.
Wasting your time.
Road's blocked. Good. That gives us a chance to cover the pass from both ends.
Get the hook on, boys. I don't got no hook. I know you push it. I'm pushing.
Jim, we've got visitors. The Wolf and his gang.
That's it. All right, men, let's get these wagons out of here. Under the front
Wolfpack come from both sides. I wish I was twins. I don't. One of you's enough.
Hey, Toom, they're too well covered. Suppose I go up on those rocks and smoke them out for you.
What you miss, I'll get.
Benton's headed for that ledge. He'd pick us off like a lot of blackbirds. Follow me, Trigger.
Wolf got Benton?
Good.
Yeah, it ain't good. Benton got the wolf.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
They were fighting on the cliff. Benton fell off and dragged the wolf with him. Must have killed the both of them.
Oh, we got to see about that. Hey, Dirk. Yeah. We're pulling out. Trigger and me'll meet you at Daggett's.
Why? What's the matter with the wolf?
Well, Trigger says he's dead. I'm going to find out. You guys hightail to the hideout. We'll meet you there.
I get the fight is over for sure. They've all run away.
Why don't you stick your hat up and find out?
Why don't you stick your own hat up? My hat is a good hat.
One more hole in mine and fall apart. What's the difference?
What's the difference? Gringo cara sandía. My hat is a good hat. You think I want to look like yours with a broke hat?
Are you going to stick your hat up or not?
If anybody wants to stick their hat up, you're going to stick their hat up yourself.
We'll see about that.
Oh, we see about por qué. Mi sombrero, buen sombrero.
Oh, your sombrero and your hat.
¿Y qué es? Well, now the two hats they have went.
Yeah, but they ain't.
Tombstone, where's Jim?
He just went up on the hill to pull the wolf's fangs, and from the looks of things, he's doing all right.
Well, I'm worried about him.
You're worried. Jim told me just before he left here, if I ever get back to here alive...
Now, look, Tombstone, this is no time for quibbling.
Hey, what's quibbling? Quibbling? I don't know. Come on, let's get out of here.
As near as I can figure it out, they'd ought to hit the water right about in there.
Yeah, hold him. I'll give a look.
Well, Jim, where in the world have you been?
It's like you sneaked off to take a bath with your clothes on.
Get the wolf?
You don't have to worry about him, but his gang may come back. We better get out of here.
You can't move that last wagon. The axle's busted.
All right, leave it here. We'll send down a new one from town.
Wolf. Trigger told me you were a goner.
Not yet.
What happened to Benton?
Got away. I don't hear any shooting.
Oh, there were too many of them. We had to quit.
Where are the rest of the boys?
I told them to meet us at the hideout.
Getting back to the wolf, you can't make me believe he cashed in his chips without me seeing it.
Oh, you won't take my word for it, huh?
Nope, I got a hunch.
Well, I'll give you 10 to 1 your hunch is wrong.
I'll just take $40 of that.
It's a bet.
Let's win.
What do you mean, 40 buckets? I don't know what I mean.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Trigger just told me something I think you ought to hear.
Let's have it.
I think you're getting a double cross.
Why?
It's about Kirby. Trigger heard Kirby tell Davis that they're cutting you out. Looks like your 50-50 deal is off.
All right, Trigger?
Every word of it.
Good work, Butch. I won't forget this. So that's the way Kirby wants it, is it? That's the way he'll get it. Come on in here, fellas. I want to talk to you. Just want to tell you I'm calling a new game. From now on, I'm playing a lone hand.
What do you mean, Wolf?
I'm declaring Kirby and Davis out.
What are you aiming to do?
I'll tell you in a minute. Now, anybody who don't want to follow my lead, he's welcome to cut out right now.
Well, I'd like to know what stakes we're playing for.
All right, the stakes are high, and the payoff to you men will be plenty.
That's good enough for me.
All right, now here's the play. Gonna let Benton get that ore into Panamint.
Yeah, but we gotta hurry.
I'm doing the talking. When he gets it to the smelter, we take it over, smelter and all.
Yeah, but how about that money that Davis has got in the bank?
We're taking over the bank, too. And anything else in town that's worth taking over.
That's good enough.
When do we start? Pronto. Butch, you hightail it for Salt Creek. Get as many men as Slade can round up. Duck, hightail it for Badwater Wells. We'll meet at Pyramid Rocks. Rusty, I want you to look over the horses.
Oh, the horses are
Drag
going to be in shape.
Be out in a minute, Stu.
Come on, Mac.
Hello, Mr. Wilson.
How do you do, Miss Morgan? Well, is the stuff in yet?
You betcha. 3 loads of high grade right outside the door, and the 4th will be in as soon as we get Nexel.
The assayer's report will be ready in about an hour.
Fine. Send it over to the bank. We'll be there.
Bye.
Now that the wolf is finished, everything is chili con carne, yeah? Now we're going to celebrate.
How are you going to celebrate?
Well, I'm going to buy myself a nice new sombrero, some new clothes, and then I will be a very pretty fellow. You know, it's too bad you can't be a pretty fellow, too, no?
Well, if I want to doll myself up in all them fancy duds, I'd make you look like a plugged peso.
You telling me. All the clothes in the world is they can make you a pretty fellow with those face.
Well, the only way I can celebrate is to get drunk.
That's right. You don't have to have a pretty face to get drunk.
Huh? Ah, you chili picker.
Well, let's win. Come on, get some pulque and some tequila. I know the place in the corner is pretty good for me.
Come in. Hello, Richards. Are you bringing good news?
So good, I'd like to have a hunk of that ore myself, Judge.
I don't blame you. Jim, your note to Kirby is as good as paid.
Are you sure you have enough cash?
More than enough. It's coming in from Purdue. Enough to pay Kirby and finance the operation of the mine.
Well, that is good news. Richard, I'll go back to the smelter with you.
Right.
I'll wait here for you, Jim.
All right, Mary.
One of the men at the smelter told me the ore Benton brought in was worth over $50,000.
You think the bank has enough money to advance Benton on that ore to pay off my note?
Not if I draw out what I've got in there.
I'll do the same. We can keep it right here in my safe.
Which will give us a chance to close in on Benton.
Just a minute, Judge. I was coming in to see you. Good morning, Miss Morgan.
Good morning. I'll wait for you in your office, Judge.
If you want to see me about Benton's note, don't worry, Kirby. You'll get your money in plenty of time.
Well, it isn't only the money, Judge. I'm drawing out all my cash.
I'll take care of that. And all the money any of your close friends have in the bank.
When?
Just as soon as the stage gets in from Purdue.
Benton and most of his men rode out of town. Kirby and Davis are taking all the money out of the bank and putting it in Kirby's safe. I got 6 men from Badwater Wells. They'll meet us in town.
Good. Now we're moving in. Rusty, you'll take over the bank.
Right.
Butch and I'll have a little talk with Kirby, and we'll all take over the smelter. Come on.
Well, Mary, how does it feel to be the owner of a mine?
Well, I'll tell you, Judge. It feels like a lot of new hats and a lot of new silk dresses.
Rusty, you know what to do.
Oh, I wish Uncle Charlie were here to enjoy all this.
I imagine Chuckawalla would be mighty happy to have you.
The wolf is alive.
What are you saying?
The wolf. He's outside.
Mary, Jim's got to overtake that stagecoach before it reaches town.
Don't worry.
Hold it. Howdy, Judge. I come to tell you this ain't your bank no more.
Tombstone. The Wolf and his gang are at the bank robbing it.
The Wolf?
Yes, and you've got to stop that Purdue stage before it gets to town to him. There's $100,000 on it.
Thanks, Mary.
Come on.
Look, Wolf, what you get here and at the bank is just chicken feed. I can let you in on something worthwhile.
Open that safe.
What are you doing this for, Wolf? I thought we were partners.
I thought we were. Come on.
Don't you do it, Kirby. He's bluffing.
I am, huh?
Yes, you are.
Everything on the desk. What is it you're going to let me in on?
Put up the gun, Wolf.
Sure. Let's have it.
Stage from Purdue. He's bringing $100,000 to the bank. Graham, the messenger's in charge.
How do you know that?
Judge Knox told me.
That's fine.
You'll get lonesome quick and come back to see us, no?
What's up, Tom? The Wolf. You're crazy. The Wolf's dead. You're crazy. He's alive. He's waiting in Panama to take over the stage.
Take over the stage? Smokey, see if the wagon gets through. Come on, man. Let's win. Under it.
What is this, a holdup?
No.
What's the idea, Jim?
Say, listen, Graham, you're carrying $100,000 this trip, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, do you know that the Wolf is in town waiting to take it away from you?
The Wolf? Well, I heard he was dead.
Well, he's not.
What do you think I'd better do?
Well, if I were you, I'd grab that dough and pile out of the stage and stay right here.
All right.
Stage is heading into town.
Good. Get a hold of Butch. Tell him to plant the man like I told him.
All right.
Get off the street.
All right, put him up. Stop it. Come on out, Mr. Graham. Driver, where's Graham?
I don't know.
Watch him, Wolf!
That finished Mr. Wolf, huh? I know I will get that coyote someday.
What do you mean you got him?
I suppose you think you do the whole thing, eh?
Well, I did as much as you did, and I didn't do nothing.
What you always want to tell lies for?
Well, I could have got him a long time ago, but I thought I'd let you shoot him, Pancho.
That's me, because I always want to do the right thing. You know, with me, it's always 50-60.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Tombstone double-crossed us both and got him himself.
You know, you ain't such a bad fellow after all. I have seen wars.
Yeah? Where?
I don't know. But anyhow, let's bury the hammer, huh?
All right, Pancho.
Ay, ten cuidado con los dedos. Ahora sí que tienes tú, pero no me tomes, me quebras la mano. Come on, let's win.
Oh, you're gonna grow up to be a sissy.
Hey, Jim! Con la lorotata, ya parió la gata. 5 conejitos. Hey, how much you pay for those clothes ready to make to wear? Never mind. From now on, you keep getting around. You stay away from my gal. You mean the chambermaid, huh?
No, I don't want it delivery stable.
What did you do with your gun?
Trade them for these boots. From now on, I'm going in for romance. I ain't gonna ride no more horses unless it's in a parade.
Me too. Now, from now on, I'm going no more fight, no more shooting, and no more guns. I'm going to be a gentleman. And I'm going up in the world. Up in, I want to go up.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual. A man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. For weeks now, the Lone Ranger and his faithful Indian companion, Tonto, have been pursuing the vicious Pete Madden gang. Wanted for cattle rustling by every sheriff west of the Mississippi, these desperate outlaws have left a trail of robbery, destruction, and murder. At long last, their leader, Pete Madden himself, has finally been captured by the angry ranchers. But at what a heavy cost. For the Madden gang has already struck back ruthlessly by abducting young Jim Patrick, son of one of the ranchers, to hold as a hostage for their vicious leader. Every rancher in the country is up in arms. Every rancher, that is, but 2 newcomers to this part of the West. Fred Vance and his wife, Mary.
We can't stop here, Mary. We're not far enough away from the last place.
Oh, Fred, it's such beautiful country. And look, there's a perfect spot to build our new home. We could risk it. We've got to stop running away sometime. Please.
Well, it is beautiful country, and I heard that the land was for sale. But you know what it means if the neighbors find out who I am?
Well, we could always change our name.
No, Mary. I'm proud of my name. I've done nothing to make us ashamed of it. It stays the same, no matter where we settle, no matter what the consequences. Now, do you still want to build here, or do we move on?
I want to build here, Fred.
All right, Mrs. Vance. This is where we set up housekeeping. And we start right now.
Oh, our new home site. I'm going to love it here, Fred.
Tonto, we found the Madden gang's hideout at last.
Me not understand, Kimosabe. All tracks of Madden gang lead out of hideout, not into it.
That can mean only one thing. Madden and his gang are out on another raid. Most likely in the next county where Tom Patrick and his ranchers are so stirred up against him.
We follow tracks, Kimosabe?
I don't think we'll have to, Tonto. This hideout is Madden's stronghold. Whatever he's up to, he's almost sure to return here. I'll keep watching those rocks up yonder. You scout around. Make sure those tracks do lead toward the next county. I'll meet you at our camp in the morning.
Maybe waiting, Kimosabe.
You must be done in, Fred. Never saw you work so hard. Why don't you take a rest?
Got no time for rest. I'm building more than a home. I'm building a fort. This time, nobody will drive us away.
Who'd drive us away from here, Fred? No one knows it.
Nobody knew us the last 4 places we tried to settle either. Look, Mary, we bought this land fair and honest. Used up almost all of our money to do it. Got just enough to buy a few cows and register a brand. We're here for keeps, and I'll fight anybody who says different.
Before you fight them, Fred, let's try to be friends with them, shall we?
We'll see.
Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, ma'am. My name's Patrick, Tom Patrick.
We're glad you came a-calling, Mr. Patrick.
I'm afraid this isn't a social call, ma'am.
No? What's on your mind, Patrick?
You look as though you'd be right handy toting a gun.
I can use one when I have to.
Did you ever hear of the Madden Gang?
Madden Gang? Well, they used to operate in the county where I had a ranch before. Gave us plenty trouble.
I reckon you won't mind coming along then and helping the rest of us ranchers track them down. We've got Madden in jail, but his gang is holding my boy Jim as hostage.
Mister, it'd be a pleasure to ride after those hombres.
We're meeting at my place in town in 3 hours. See, I don't think I got your name.
Vance. Fred Vance. And this is...
Vance?
That's right.
Why, you're nothing but a dirty outlaw yourself. You spent a year in jail for rustling.
That's a lie. I'm no rustler.
The law says different. I got a list of every rustler let out of jail in the past year, and your name's right at the top.
He was innocent, Mr. Patrick. It was Madden's men who pulled that raid.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I got no proof of that. And if you don't want us to round you up with the rest of the Madden gang, you better get off of this land pronto.
Let him try to run us off. Just let him try.
Me follow trail till dark, Kimosabe. See no sign of Madden Gang. Come back here to camp.
I had better luck than you, Tonto.
You mean you find out something last night?
Yes, all we need to know.
Them come back to hideout?
Right after midnight. I couldn't see much because it was so dark, but I heard plenty.
Them off on another raid?
Yes, only this time it didn't come off so well. Tom Patrick and his ranchers managed to capture Madden. That leaves the gang without their leader.
That's plenty good news.
There's some bad news, too. The gang is holding Tom Patrick's son, Jim, as hostage. I would have tried to rescue him, but it was too dark.
You and me go back, get him now?
No, Tonto. The boy's safe enough for a while. But if his father and those ranchers come after him in a body, they'll ride into an ambush.
You think it better we ride to town first, see Tom Patrick?
If we don't, a lot more lives may be endangered. Tom's a brave man, but sometimes a little foolhardy. We'd better hurry, Tonto. There's no time to lose.
And I found this stuck in the door an hour ago. If Madden isn't free by noon Wednesday, your kid will die. Well, now we know their next move.
What are you going to do, Tom? The posse's raring to go as soon as you give the word.
If we only knew where their hideout was. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Those outlaws play for keeps. If we don't let Madden go, they'll kill Jim for sure.
You'll have to find their hideout before they can kill him.
You mean we're not letting Madden go? You'd risk Jim's life?
Don't get me wrong, Joe. I love my kid. But there's something more than just his life at stake. Madden is the brains of his gang. If we let him loose to lead them again, hundreds of innocent people will die. Now, we've got to find his gang without releasing him.
I think I can help you, friends. You don't need guns. I'm on your side.
Who are you and what do you want here?
The same thing you do. The Madden Gang.
A lawman, eh? Then why'd I ask?
Have you ever seen one of these before?
silver bullet. But there's only one man who wears a mask and fires a silver bullet, and he...
Then you know me, Tom.
I sure do, stranger. And I've heard a lot of good things about you, too.
Tonto and I have been riding hard to get here. I've got news about the Madden gang. You see, we've been on their trail for quite a while.
Yes?
We've located the gang and your son in a hideout, about 2 days' ride from here.
Your son prisoner near Redstone Pass.
Redstone Pass? I know that area. You heard that, boys? Let's get going.
Wait, Tom. A large posse wouldn't have a chance of taking them by surprise there.
Him right. Maybe 2-3 men, but not big group.
Tom, you'd better forget your men. Let me handle this.
I'm sorry, friend, but this is our fight, and it stands to reason that 10 men would have a better chance against them than just 1 or 2. Let's go, boys.
What about that cattle rustling Fred Vance? Do we go after him, too?
You bet we do. As soon as we take care of the Madden gang.
What do we do now, Kimasabi?
We've got to find a way of stopping those ranchers from riding into a massacre.
Many of them, only 2 of us. Not enough.
Fred Vance. I read about his trial. He was convicted on mighty slim evidence. Tonto, we'll give Fred Vance a chance to prove he's not a cattle rustler. Come on.
Food's ready. You must be starved. Fred, no.
It's just a precaution, Mary. Maybe they won't even come. But if they do... 2 of them. Well, I'm ready for them this time. Get behind the wagon.
Hold your fire! We're friends!
I haven't got any friends.
Honey, he's masked. And that Indian.
They're not ranchers. They're part of Madden's gang.
We want to talk to you.
Don't come any closer, or this time I won't shoot over your heads.
He means it, Tonto. We'll use the possum trick.
Me savvy.
We're here to help you, Vance. We're coming in whether you like it or not.
Fred, you've killed them.
I warned him to stay back.
Sorry I had to do that, Fred.
All right, you got me. Go ahead. What are you waiting for?
Oh, Fred.
I told you, we're friends.
Friends don't wear masks.
Sometimes they do. Release him, Tonto. And put away your gun. I'll explain.
Look here, I don't get this.
I've got a plan for rescuing Tom Patrick's boy before the Madden gang can ambush the ranchers who are now heading toward their hideout. But I'll need your help.
With every ranch in the country looking for my hide? Why should I help?
Because I believe you're an honest man. And one way to prove it is by going after those rustlers like any honest man would. Well, what do you say? Any sign of Tom Patrick and his ranchers yet, Tonto?
Not yet, Kimosabe.
You know, I reckon Patrick's not going to like the surprise one bit. He'll hate me even worse than he did after our run-in the other day.
He'll stop hating you soon enough, Fred, if you can deliver his son back to him.
You talk as if it was going to be easy. I've seen this Madden gang in action. I wouldn't be surprised if we were all taken prisoners. They're tough hombres.
We can be tough too, Fred, when we have to be.
Kimosabe, me hear horses.
Good. Now do just as I told you. Rein up and reach.
Hands off those guns.
Out of the saddle, all of you. Tonto, get their guns.
I thought you were on our side. I might have known you'd be in cahoots with the rustlers.
He's no rustler, Tom, or he wouldn't be helping me save your son. We've been trailing you for 2 days. Now we'll take over. Got their guns, Tonto?
Huh?
Keep them covered till we get back. Sorry to have to do this, Tom. But I figure my way is safer than yours.
What can 2 men do alone? Ride into Madden's hideout like they had an invite?
Maybe. Come on, Fred. Let's go. Fred, we'll take Scout along for Jim.
Good.
Sit down.
This is where we separate, Fred. Madden's camp is over there. You understand now what you're to do.
I understand, all right, but supposing something goes wrong?
We'll worry about that if it happens. Your job is to free Jim Patrick. I'll try to take care of the rest of the gang. Good luck, Fred.
Thanks.
I'm going to talk to the Patrick kid.
All right, masked man, that's far enough. Put up your hands.
What kind of a welcome is that? I've ridden a long way to find the Madden gang.
Nobody finds the Madden gang till they prove they're not on the side of the law.
I was working for the law. You think I'd come in here myself to capture the whole gang single-handed?
Well, I reckon that makes good sense. All right, stranger, you can ride in and talk it over with the boss.
Yeah.
But don't forget, I've got you covered all the way.
Just about noon, Patrick. Looks like your old man don't value your hide too much. Or he'd have turned Madden loose and he'd be here by now.
I hope he never lets him loose.
Hey, Nolan! Somebody's coming. I'll see who it is. You stay here, Sam. Keep your hands up, stranger. But you know you're trespassing on private property?
Isn't that what the Madden gang specializes in? Trespassing on other people's property?
Just what do you mean by that, mister?
Well, what's good for the Madden gang? It's good enough for me.
Oh, that's why you're wearing the mask. Thinking about joining up with us, eh?
I've been trying to catch up with you for a long time.
Well, climb down, but don't try anything funny.
Sure.
It's a mighty fine horse you got there. You wouldn't want to tell me where you got him, would you?
No more than you'd want to tell me where you got yours.
You're all right, stranger. Come on over by the fire.
Thanks. Howdy.
Sit down. Take on some grub.
I wonder if that is Madden. Because if it ain't, you better start saying your prayers, Patrick. You just got a couple of minutes left.
You haven't got much time left either. Someday they'll catch up with you polecats.
Polecats, huh? I'll show you who the polecat is.
Up. The boss is not here. Rocky, take care of the Patrick kid.
Sure thing, Jake. Wished you'd have plugged him long ago.
Looks like we'll have to go after Madden ourselves. Are you with us, stranger?
Sure. I'd like nothing better than going after Pete Madden. Mind if I look at my horse first?
No, go ahead.
Hey, boss. Yeah? Somebody's plugged Sam and got the boy away.
What's that? If Sam go well, that may be your son, Jim. Take gun now. Go after Madden gang. Your horse is fresh. There's tired.
Jim, I was afraid I'd never see you alive again.
You wouldn't have, Dad, if it had been for the masked man and Fred Vance.
Fred, look.
You won't need that, Fred. We're proud to have you as a neighbor.
And if you'd let us, we'd like to help you finish your cabin.
Come on, boys, let's get to work.
Let's go.
We're glad to help.
We have work to do elsewhere, Tonto.
Gee, Mary, it looks like we're going to have a home at last. And friends, like the Patricks here. And Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. These rich rangelands are part of the Circle K Ranch, owner Sam Kittredge, biggest, most prosperous ranch in Mesa County. And more than any other man, old Banty Bishop, Sam's foreman for 40 years, has helped to keep it that way. But now that Sam is dead, and his young, inexperienced son, Bob Kittredge, is returning from the east to take charge, there are ambitious men, ruthless men who would stop at nothing to gain the Circle K for their own greedy ends.
Why, you dad-blasted varmints, I'll give you your money's worth of trouble. Take it easy, Pop. The next one will have your name on it. Pull him up, Pop.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Devers, and thanks for all the advice. I've been living in the East so long, I feel like a regular tenderfoot.
You'll learn fast, Mr. Kittredge. Like I said, if you ever need a good foreman, just ask for Red Davis.
Well, thanks, but I'm afraid the Circle K could never get along without old Banty Bishop.
Wonder where he is. He was supposed to meet me here. Oh, here he comes.
Hey, Mr. Kittredge! Hey, Mr. Kittredge! Mr. Bob Kittredge! Well, how are you, boy?
Hello, Sandy. How's everything at the Circle K?
Well, sir, it's all snarled up, Mr. Bob. That's why I'm late. We got to form a posse.
Posse, what's wrong?
Because I was held up by some white-livered, chicken-hearted, sneak-thieving bandits, and they got away with the ranch payroll.
I don't mean to butt in, mister, but this old geezer's lying to you. Me and my partner both seen him this morning burying something in the sand behind your barn. Looked an awful lot like a chest to us.
Why, you ornery critter. He's lying to you, Mr. Bob. I ain't never buried no chest.
Of course you didn't. Bandy wouldn't steal money from me. It's easy enough to find out who's lying. Just go dig behind your barn.
Maybe you should, Mr. Kittredge. In all fairness to Bandy here, he looks like an honest man. He should be given a chance to prove it.
Well, there it is, right where we saw him bury it.
Why, this just ain't true. Mr. Bob, I tell you, I didn't put it there. It must have been one of them 3 bandits.
That doesn't make sense, old-timer. Never heard of bandits would rob a man and then bury the money in his boss's property.
You don't think that, done it, do you, Mr. Bob?
Well, what else can I think? As Red says, your story just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry it has to end this way, Banny.
Well, you mean that I'm through with the Circle K?
Oh, don't worry. I won't prosecute you. We've got the money back. But I do want you off this ranch by sundown.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I'll get off right now. But I want to tell you something, son. You ain't the Kittredge that your pa was. If you was, well, you know there's some trick to this. You...
Well, Red, if you still want that job as foreman, I guess it's yours.
Thanks, Mr. Kittredge. You won't be sorry.
Well, come and load the ranch house, Red, and I'll sign you up.
All right, Mr. Kittredge.
For sale, Circle K Ranch. Interested party, see Red Devers, foreman. Red Devers. Unless I'm mistaken, Tonto, we have caught up with our old enemy at last.
Me think you right, Kimasabi. Him use different names, but him always break law in the same old way.
The Circle K Ranch. Why, that's one of the finest in this county. No man in his right mind would want to sell it unless he were forced to.
Plenty strange. Ranch never for sale till Red Devers become foreman.
Not so strange, Tonto. It's no accident that every time Red Devers becomes foreman of a ranch, it's put up for sale a few weeks later.
Maybe owner of Circle K outsmart Red Devers.
I'm afraid not. Young Bob Kittredge is a tenderfoot in these parts. Tear off the sign. I think we'd better investigate. Oh, Silver.
Oh, Scout. We camp here, Kimasabi?
No, Tonto. I think I heard something. Listen.
Sound come from over there.
We'd better take a look. On, Silver.
Murdered and drinking, and wound up in gambling. Got shot in the back, and now I must die. Trouble, trouble, nothing but trouble. Well, you can't get a cent out of me, stranger, 'cause I'm broke. No job, and I'm through.
We're not going to harm you, old-timer. You certainly look down on your luck. I'd like to help you if you'd let us.
I ain't worth helping. I tell you, I'm all washed up.
No, you're not. Nobody's ever washed up if they don't want to be. Come on. Sit down and take it easy.
Much obliged.
Mind if we pitch camp here?
Why, no, not at all. Just take off your gear and make yourself at home. Hey, you know something? I kind of like you, mister. Mask or no mask. I like them fellows, you too.
Oh, Silver. Oh, boy.
Play the drum roll.
Feeling better, old-timer?
Yeah, bet your life. You know, funny thing, you fill a man's belly full of grub and victuals instead of spirits. Makes a heap of difference, don't it?
Tell me more about this Red Devers, Bandy.
Well, why are you so interested, stranger?
Because I know he's the leader of a gang of outlaws Tonto and I have been after for a long time. They've been moving in on gullible ranchers all across the country, beating them up and swindling them out of their property.
Why, George, that wouldn't surprise me a bit. You know, ever since this fella Red Devers took over my job as foreman of the Circle K, he fired all the old hands on the ranch, and then he fetched in his own fellas to replace them. And now he won't let no one near the place, just the same as if he was holding poor Mr. Bob a prisoner.
Poor Mr. Bob?
Yeah.
Thought you didn't care what happened to the Circle K anymore. Thought you disliked Bob Kittredge.
I do. And anything that this Red Devers and his gang does to him, he deserves it.
Even if they force him to sell his ranch?
What, sell the Circle K? Oh, Mr. Bob wouldn't do a thing like that. No, sir.
Him do that. We find sign like this posted around town.
Let me see. For sale, Circle K Ranch. Interested parties see Red Devers, foreman. Well, what are we going to do? Why, it just wouldn't be right for anyone else to own that there Circle K Ranch except the Kittredge.
Now, nobody welcome there but ranch buyers, me find out.
In that case, we'll just have to get interested in buying a ranch. Not too much gray hair, Tonto. This disguise has got to look good enough to fool everybody.
When me finish, Kimosabe, even old Banty not recognize you.
Just so Devers doesn't recognize me, that's what counts. Remember, he's no fool.
How you get to Circle K Ranch, Kimosabe? Silver not look like horse old man would ride.
You're right, Tonto. I'll need a wagon of some kind. Something to fit this disguise. I'll have to wear some other clothes.
Me ride into town. Get them for you.
Tonto, be sure that you don't arouse any suspicion.
There, me finish. Lone Ranger all hidden.
You wouldn't take a pot shot at a half-blind old man now, would you? I just come to see about this here ranch for sale. You wouldn't take a pot shot at a half-blind old man now, would you? I just came here to see about buying this ranch.
You don't look like you've got money to buy a ranch.
Oh, it isn't for me. You see, I'm representing one of the biggest ranch owners in Boone County.
Okay, Grandpa, come on in. We'll let the boss talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Devers, I reckon we just about made a deal.
You can tell your boss he won't be sorry. The Circle K's a fine property. I'd sure like to know who you're acting as agent for.
Well, you see, Mr. Devers, my boss wants his name kept out of the deal. Of course, if you aren't satisfied doing business through his agent...
Now, don't get me wrong, Grandpa. I don't care what his name is, just so his money's good.
Well, I reckon that's about all. Yep. Guess I better be going now. Oh, say, plumb near forgot. Mr. Kittredge hasn't said it's a deal yet.
You don't have to worry about him. He'll find the terms satisfactory.
How do I know he will? He hasn't even heard 'em. Nope. Can't go back to my boss and tell him this deal's settled till Mr. Kittredge himself has said so.
Okay, Grandpa. I'll see if I can get him. Hasn't been feeling so good lately. Had an accident. Bruised himself up considerable.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Not again, Devers. Don't beat me up again.
That's just so you'll pay attention and do exactly what I tell you. Now, listen. There's a buyer outside. We're going out to see him. You tell him you want to sell the ranch.
Poor Mr. Kittredge. He sure sounds mighty sick.
Here's Mr. Kittredge for you. Poor boy don't feel much like talking.
Sorry to see you looking so poor, Mr. Kittredge.
I told him about your offer, and he agrees to all the terms.
That correct, Mr. Kittredge? Them terms satisfactory?
What? Oh, yes, I agree.
Sure you won't change your mind now?
No, take the ranch. I don't care what the terms are. Any old price. I just want to get rid of it.
Poor boy. He just wasn't cut out to be a rancher. Well, you satisfied?
Yep. I reckon I found out everything I need to know.
When'll he be back with the money?
Let's say 4 days from now. My boss will bring it himself.
Your boss? I thought he wanted to keep his identity a secret.
He does. That's why he'll be wearing a mask.
A mask?
Won't scare you none now, will it?
He can wear whatever he wants to, just so he's got the money with him.
He'll be here. Goodbye.
Easy, big fellow. We'll be heading back to camp as soon as I get rid of these clothes and the whiskers.
How about Mr. Bob? Did you see him?
I saw him all right, what was left of him. They've been beating the poor kid up.
Beating him up? And you left him there?
Don't worry, Betty. They have to keep him in good enough health to sign the bill of sale. That'll give us time to get some help and go after those outlaws.
Where are we going to get any help? Why, every rancher in this country is scared of that there Red Devers and his gang.
Then we'll have to find some men who aren't scared. Are you, Batty?
Me? Not by a jugful.
What about the other old-timers who used to work for the Circle K? Would they be scared?
They're not scared of nothing.
Think you could have them here in 4 days?
Could I? I'll fetch you a whole legion of them.
Legion of old-timers.
It no work, Kemosabe. Old-timers no match for young, tough hombres like Devers' men.
I know it, Tonto. It's our only chance. Somehow you and I have to find a way to help those old-timers win.
Cap. Come on, get on your horses, you lazy galoot. We're heading for the Circle K. Hey, come on, Pete, get out of that tub if you want your job back at the Circle K. And they're coming. Hey, Carly, Pee-wee, follow us. That Circle K needs you.
How does everyone understand exactly what he's to do? Remember, young Bob's life is at stake. If Devers suspects anything before I get into the ranch house, he'll kill Bob at the drop of a hat. Give Tonto and me 10 minutes head start. Then you know what to do.
Here he comes now. Right on time.
Yeah, and wearing a mask. Just like that old coot said he would. Got an Indian with him, too.
Howdy, men.
Howdy. Come along, stranger. You're expected. Go on in. The boss is waiting.
Tonto, you wait here. I'll take care of this business as fast as I can.
Me understand, Kemosabe.
You're right on time, friend. Mr. Kittredge here's got out of a sick bed just so he could sign the bill of sale. Come on, boss. Let's make it legal.
Oh, you don't, Tom.
Say, what is this?
down quick.
Now, look here, Injun. We got nothing against you.
Drop gun. Now, sit down.
You think you got me, don't you? But you haven't. That shot I fired, my man heard it. They'll be covering this house. You'll never get out alive.
Kimasabi! Kimasabi, you all right?
Like I said, there's not one of you'll get out of here alive.
Don't be too sure of that, Devers. Did you ever hear of the Legion of Old Timers?
Those old has-beens, they're no match for my boys.
It's not strength that counts, Devers. It's courage. Tonto, aim for their guns. We'll even up this fight.
Hey, let go of me. Hey, why, you ornery whelp.
Looks like Bandy needs some help. Bob, can you take care of Devers?
You bet I can.
We won't spoil their fun, Tonto. We'll give them a helping hand without letting them know it. Out the back way.
I reckon you fellas misjudged my strength, didn't you? Yeah, you called me over. Yippee! Where's the rest of them ornery coyotes?
Well, I guess I don't know my own fighting ability.
All right, men, reach high. Bandy, put them over there with the others and tie them up.
It'll be a pleasure. These dad-blasted ornery critters. We sure showed them, didn't we? Come on, you get going. Come on, hurry up there. You two, that means you. Go on, get on there. That blame your hide. Mr. Devers, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Hey, Mr. Catchman, hold it. Hey, Mr. Bob! Bob! Well, Mr. Bob, we got those hombres all rounded up. You got any orders for the day?
No, Bandy, you give the orders. I'm not worthy to. I just wish there was some way I could reward you all.
Oh, 'tis rewards we want. We want just good old plain honest work.
Well, if that's all you want, you've got jobs the rest of your lives. That goes for the masked man and the Indian, too, if they want them.
Oh, those two fellers? Well, I'm afraid that they got more important things to do. Say, wait a minute. Haven't you ever heard of the Lone Ranger?
The Lone Ranger?
Hail, Silver, away!
Back already? This is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. That was the last couple chapters of Riders of Death Valley. That was a pretty good serial and an excellent copy. So I hope you join us next week for another new old movie serial. And if you want, go to Don's Breakfast Cereal Show on YouTube and hit like and subscribe, and you'll never miss a show. So thanks again, folks. See you next week. Stay safe.